Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Rob and Rob.
Yes, welcome to Ask Rob and Rob. I'm Rob, he's Rob, and we're joined by Alex and Neil. Yes, this week's callers have very sensibly left us their names. So we're going to be rewarding that by answering their questions straight after Rob lets us know how you can ask a question of your own.
Okay, so you're probably listening to this on the move. Maybe you're actually listening to it on your phone. If you are, then it's super simple. Give us a call. Type this number in now. Go to 013 808 00035. Yes, that's 013 808 00035, where you get freaked out when Rob D answers. No, you won't. You go straight to answer phone and you can leave a message there. Or if you're on your desktop right now and you're listening to this, or your laptop, go to thepropertyhub.net/ask. Very simple. And leave us a message that way. You can re-record it if you're not happy. Don't do that because, as Rob said, that's exactly what Neil and Alex have done. So let's start with Alex.
Hi, Rob and Rob. It's Alex calling from London. Firstly, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your whole podcast. I found it incredibly helpful, and I'm really grateful that I have access and that many of us can get access to such information out there. So I need a bit of help with the scenario I'm going through, and hopefully there's other people who are in the same situation. I'm a first-time buyer. I'm living in London. I'm currently at my mum's place. I've managed to save up a reasonable amount of money as a deposit, just under 100k, and I'm in the whole dilemma where I'm not sure whether I should be purchasing in London down the route of potentially going 2-bedroom, renting out the other room to cover some of the mortgage, or if I should be, but then that means I'm completely wasting all of my deposit and I have no money to my name and then I have to repay the mortgage, or if I can use some of that money, get a buy-to-let in another smaller city where I can potentially look at greater rental income. So please, Rob and Rob, give me a little bit of a help and a step in the right direction. Let me know your thoughts on this. It would be a big help. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Thank you for the question. It's a good one. It's a tricky one to answer, actually, because it depends on so many things. So, we can get to know you quite well in 30 seconds, but I think we need to get to know you a little bit better than that, than to give you a firm answer. So maybe instead we can give you a sense of the type of things you should be thinking about. So the first thing that I'd always say in a situation like this is that what you actually want out of your own living situation is quite important. So if you really want a place of your own, and you really know there's an area that you want to settle in, and you're very confident about that, then if that's going to add value to your life, then that is important as well as just the numbers. The numbers can tell you what to do financially, but of course there's more to life than just finances. The flip side of that is, do you want to rent out a room, and do you want to live with someone? That's a brilliant thing to do financially. A lot of people pay off their own mortgages by renting out a room, but if you don't want to, then you're not going to be happy, so don't do it. More broadly than that, though, you need to be thinking about your goals as well. Yep, the G word. You got the F word, fundamentals, and you got the G word, goals. We talk about both of them quite a lot, but it's for a good reason. What are you trying to do in the long term? Is it important to you to get a return on your money now? Or are you just trying to build up an asset base for the future? You're going to get a higher return if you go and do buy-to-lets outside London, but is that important to you right now? You've also got to think about the capital growth side of things. So you might be tempted towards London because you think the capital growth is going to be higher in London automatically. A lot of people think that, but that's not necessarily the case. Capital growth could be strong anywhere. And in fact, going elsewhere and buying multiple properties and spreading them out a little bit actually gives you a higher probability of getting some of that growth. So there's absolutely loads of factors to consider. We can't give you an answer, but hopefully if you sit down and do a bit of a pro and con list and think about your long-term goals, then you'll be able to work back from there and see what makes the most sense as a first step.
Solid advice, Rob. Solid advice indeed. So let's see if we can match that with Neil.
Oh, hi, guys. My name's Neil, long-time listener to your show, which I enjoy a lot, and I learn a lot from it each week. I'll tell you what, I have a question, actually, about letting agencies. I used a well-known high street letting agency about 3 years ago to find my tenants for a flat that I rent out in London. I paid them a letting fee of 8%, which we negotiated down from I think 10% initially. They don't manage the property. I do that myself, so I don't pay them a management fee over the top. And the tenants have stayed in the flat since the outset, so I've paid the agency 8% each year. I'm now in the process of renewing the contract again, and the tenants are staying, so I'll pay another 8% this year, which is getting frustration. Now it's the 4th year in a row I've paid for the agency really to having done nothing, which struck me as unfair. And it's sort of quite conceivable that I could carry on paying it for another 3 or 4 years. So I'm wondering if there's anything that can be done to challenge these fees or to get out of them. Have any landlords successfully challenged them with, for example, the Ombudsman Service? I was thinking maybe as their open-ended contract terms, maybe they're deemed unfair contract terms. Anyway, just looking for some advice on this, and I assume many landlords have come up against the same problem with lettings fees. Thanks for any help you can give. All right, keep up the good work, guys. Bye.
I can see why I'm answering this one, Rob, because it's not good news for Neil. Neil, unfortunately, you've signed a contract, and you will be held to that contract for the term of that tenant. So the only way to get out of it is to get a new tenant. But if you've got good tenants there, then you may have to take the hit. It is expensive what you're paying. You can actually get properties fully managed for 10%, not just let. So I'm not trying to make you feel worse. This is for the benefit of everyone, so they can learn, hopefully, from the frustration situation you're in. So make sure, don't go into letting agreements lightly is the advice for everyone here, because you are committed to carrying on with this tenant. And if the letting agent's on the ball, they'll hold you to it. So be careful when you sign up with any letting agency. Look at what you're getting yourself into. Look at what you're committing to. If it is let only, which is the agreement Neil's got into, look at the price, see if it's worth it. You could probably get it let for a lot less than that. I know in London prices are high, but as I say, you can get it managed for 10%, not just let. So unfortunately, Neil, unless there's some loophole in the law that Rob and I are unfamiliar with, and you're going to struggle to do anything about this, you're just going to have to see it out, learn, and hopefully next time round, get a much better deal. But thank you, because yes, you are experiencing the pain, but by getting your question in, hopefully you've helped so many more people from making the same mistake again. So really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah, very valuable. And for anyone else listening who wants to avoid that, do make sure that you read the agency's terms of business in detail. They don't always make it easy. I've seen some examples, especially by some of the big chains, where it's almost impossible to work out what you're meant to be paying under what circumstances and what they'll do in return. But do persist and ask questions if you're not sure, because you will be tied into it. The thing about this type of agreement is you only need it when you're not happy and something's gone wrong. So you need to make sure that if that does happen, you're happy with what the outcome would be in that situation. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, Neil. Answers that hopefully were useful to you and hopefully are useful to other people listening as well. So you've done everyone a favour by asking those questions. Do make sure you get in your own questions. If you're listening and you've got something rattling around your head, just take a minute to do it now. It'll just take you a minute and you'll end up with that knowledge gap plugged forever. So you go do that, and then we'll see you on Thursday for the Property Podcast. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.